We're joined by Laurie Macfarlane, the economics editor for the media outlet openDemocracy, who's in Edinburgh, and Christina Patterson is a journalist and the author of The Art of Not Falling Apart. Christina, they're under pressure to hold these by-elections, aren't they?
They are under pressure, but I don't see why. I mean, everything is changing in British politics, but it has never been the case that MPs who've defected to other parties have had to be subject to instant by-elections, unless that MP has done, breached some particular code, which these haven't. So I
you
really
elect
don't
the person,
see.
is that the theory?
Well, I don't know what the theory is, but those are just the rules. And, I think now is no time to be ripping up those particular rules. Our country is facing the biggest crisis since the Second World War, and the leaders of both the main parties have shown an utter dereliction of moral duty or of any sense of the putting the nation before their own parties. And that's one of the many reasons why these particular MPs have felt they can't stay with their parties anymore. My sympathies are with them, and since the rules don't say they have to stand down, I don't see why their leaders or anyone else should instantly demand that they should. There will be elections at one point, and then their constituents can make their minds up.
Laurie Macfarlane, what do you say to that?
I fully respect the right of members of Parliament to leave parties on the basis of principled political objection. That's absolutely fine. What I think isn't fine, though, is for them to leave the party, abandon the policy platform they were elected to represent just a number of years ago, and then refuse to stand in an election. I think that's an affront to democracy. In this country, candidates to MPs are elected not on the basis of an individual platform, but on a party political platform and a shared manifesto. Now, although the egos of many of these MPs like to think that they were elected because of their individual brilliance, the reality is that they were elected because people voted for the party and the policy platform that they wanted to see in government. And if they now want to abandon that party and policy platform, that's fine. But if they want to uphold any degree of integrity and maintain, crucially, democratic legitimacy, they need to return to the people they're ultimately accountable to, which is their constituency, and fight a by-election on what the basis of what they now stand for. I think that's now the only honourable and decent thing to do.
Christina?
Well, you can't say. I mean, that's a bit like saying, oh, well, Lee wanted this, or they wanted that, or they wanted the other. You don't know. It's not up to you to say why people vote for their MP. I don't vote for my MP on a party political platform necessarily. I vote for an MP who is going to be a hard-working person representing the members of their constituency appropriately, honourably and conscientiously. And I think nobody knows exactly why every single person casts their vote. Some people who cast their vote don't even know why they cast their vote. What we do know, and what's very apparent, is that these particular individuals are extremely honourable people who care passionately about what's happening to their country, who feel they can no longer stand by leaders who have compromised them, and in the Labour Party's case, not just accepted but actually or tolerated, but it seems actively fostered an environment in which anti-Semitism has been allowed to flourish, and a leader who agreed at the party conference that that a referendum would remain a serious option in this whole business, and appears to be doing absolutely everything he can to stop it.
Laurie,
so I fully support these MPs.
On the issue of timing, which Christina mentioned, but we are at a time of, I guess, national crisis here. No one can remember anything as big as this since the Second World War. And it's a bit of a technical argument, isn't it, to say, oh, they're not strictly speaking elected under the right manifesto, so they need to have by-elections. It's a sort of pedantic argument, isn't it? Because actually what you do is you have 11 by-elections, all 11 lose, and then you lose the benefit of this very interesting thing that's happening in Westminster now. You lose it. You write over it.
Well, this is the key point, because even if we take what these breakaway MPs are saying at face value, if they really believed what they're saying, which is that this new independent group represents the common sense centre ground of politics, that everyone's sick of the other main parties, they're not fit for purpose, and they represent what people want, they should have nothing to fear from fighting a by-election, because they should be confident that they would win. But the reality is the real reason they don't want a by-election is because they know that they would lose badly. And this tells us quite a lot about the character and the motives behind this new group. And far from representing a kind of a new type of politics and saving us from this national crisis, I think it's a complete step backwards to an era of distant and unaccountable MPs pushing slogans and soundbites over policy substance and providing a huge, massive distraction at this time of great crisis.
Thank you very much, Steve. Christina Patterson, journalist, author of The Art of Not Falling Apart, and Laurie Macfarlane, economics editor for the media outlet openDemocracy.